Hello and welcome to Be a Legend. If you haven't found us before and this is the first episode that you're seeing, you've missed a whole season, but it's a good point in time if you want to catch up on what's happened in the first season of the series. Then you can catch up here and just carry on watching, or if you wish, you can find the playlist and go back and watch from the beginning. You might want to watch this and then go back and watch from the beginning. I don't know. If you are joining us, just a quick resume. To Be a Legend basically is that in this particular series we are looking to become a legend in game, and we'll find out whether we're even close to it, which I don't think we are, but whether we're close to it during this episode. And also the idea is that we could journey anywhere, any league, anywhere in the world. We could journey and become that legend is the aim of the game before the end of the series. If that sounds something that you might enjoy, then stay with us and welcome to the review of the season. Hello and welcome to episode 10 of To Be a Legend. My name is Mark, and on today's episode we have a season review. Our season in the Vanarama National League North. We have a roundup of transfers as we'll go on our little time machine and space hop between June the 1st and July the 1st, and then right bang up to the start of the season. And we look forward to the Vanarama National League. Who are we going to play? What's it look like? What do the media expect us, or how do the media expect us to get on, etc, etc. Lots more besides. Hope you enjoyed the episode. We'll have a look around while we're at it as well, and as you'll see, we've not achieved legend status yet, so the game can continue. That is how Chorley looks at the moment, and we're going to have a quick hop now to have a look, and we're going to go to my milestones, and this is the season, or this is my milestones to date. Obviously not a lot in here at the moment because we've only had one season with Chorley, but we won the Emirates FA Cup second round qualifying round against Hitchin, third round against Whitby Town, fourth qualifying round against Darlington. Had a good season against Darlington, really, didn't we, in the end? First round proper against Maidenhead, and then we were knocked out by Gillingham in the second round. And we won the Builder Base second round against Basford, and knocked out by Oxford City in the third round, and we won the Vanarama National League North, and as a consequence of that was promoted. So that's my history to date. I have won 5 of the Manager of the Month awards, October, November, December, January, so 4 on the trot there. And then we had a bit of a gap, and you'll see from the schedule the games in a minute why we didn't win anymore until March. We won't go through the transfers. That will come up in the current thing, and as you'll see, currently hired as Chorley manager and appointed Michael Collins as Chorley vice captain. So that is how it all panned out. Let's then jump to the league and see how we finished up. And you will see the playoffs haven't at this stage haven't been played yet. We will pick up those and how they look in a short while, but how the table finished without the playoffs taking place. Well, we finished top of 42 games, so there's 22 teams in the Vanarama National League North this season. It is being increased to 24 for next season, as is the Vanarama National League. If we go up to actually have a look at the National League very quickly, 23 teams. I think they've been increasing it by one a year, so that will go up to 24 teams as well. So 46 games to be played next season, extra games to be played there. Right, let's go back to that league table that we were looking at. Right, Chorley, so 42 games played, 98 points in the end for us. That was 6 points clear of York, who if you have watched the series will know. For those of you that haven't, chased us really hard. We were about 15 points in front at one time, and they had a very good run into the season, as we'll see in a moment. And yeah, basically, had it gone on much longer, I think they would have caught us. Yeah, we were good to have that big gap, because we did falter, as you'll see from the form table there. We did falter as the season went on towards the end. I think we beginning to bottle it anyway. York in second, Hereford third, Kidderminster fourth, Gateshead fifth, Guiseley sixth, Fylde was seventh, Telford just missing out, or not say just missing out, they missed out by 5 points on the playoffs. And this is how the playoffs work if you're not sure about the National League North. Basically the 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th place teams play off against one another. I think it's Kidderminster against Fylde, Gateshead against Guiseley. In fact, we can probably check that out now. Yes, it is indeed. It's not going to let me go back into the league table, so we'll go back there. So that's how they play out, and York and Hereford basically get a bye to the semi-finals, and then the winner of these two will play York and Hereford. And how that works is that York and Hereford have it's a one game, it's straight off. And York and Hereford have home advantage for those games, and then having played those games, whoever wins obviously out of those comes to the final at Wembley Stadium, a day out at Wembley. Right, so we won't go through the rest of these teams, but I'm sure you'll stop the video and have a look if any of these teams are of interest to you. Bradford Park Avenue just of interest to us, because that was our FM20 series that we went, and again it's in the playlist if you want to go back and have a look at it. Yes, Bradford Park Avenue were our team. They finished 13th in the National League North. The teams being relegated this season are Curzon Ashton and Farsley Celtic. They will disappear down into the lower reaches of the non-league regional leagues. Kettering Town managing to secure their place in the Vanarama National League North. Right, what we can do with this is we can actually have a quick smudge around. Home record wise for the season, we were better. Our home record was vastly superior. Only lost once at home, and that was against York on the last day of the season. Outside of that, we won 19 of the 21 games and drew just one. I think making the home ground a fortress was definitely it was the place to be, and Brackley Town were the only team to beat York at home as well. They did extremely well. However, they did draw more at home, one of the games against us, and that was the difference there this season. So had that panned out, Farsley still near the bottom, Kettering Town on the bottom, so their home record exceedingly poor on this season. The away record, not so clever for us. We would have been third in this instance, only gathering 40 points away from home. Still only lost 5. Guiseley, Gateshead, Alfreton Town, Leamington and Telford were the teams that we lost to away from home, and drew 4. Curzon Ashton, York, Farsley and Hereford. The rest we did manage to win. So York had the better away record, having only lost 3 times to Hereford, Fylde and Guiseley. So they picked up 46 points away from home. Good away record. Based on the first half of the season, we were clear by 10 points over Hereford. Had a good first half of the season, didn't lose in that first half, drew 4 matches and won 17. And then we come to the second half of the season. Again, we would have finished third. York had the better run in on the second half of the season. 51 points they put together in that second half of the season. And as you'll see, we lost 6 times in that second half. So, yeah, I think that stands up. Still got a goal difference of 24. So the games that we did win was extremely good. There's the combined details, which we won't hover on. Last 5 games, we ended up 5th in the last 5 games. Bradford Park Avenue there coming a good run in for 4th in that particular zone. Kidderminster Harriers having the best run in. They won 4 of their last 5 games, and York City winning 3. But that was decisive, really. So of the possible 15 points, we only got 9 out of the last 5 games. Media prediction, that's always a good one to have a look at. How did it all pan out? Well, the media predicted that we would be 11th this season, and we actually finished first. York, they predicted to be second, and were second. Hereford did much better than what they were predicted, 14th and finished third. Kidderminster predicted 5th and finished 4th. Gateshead predicted 3rd and finished 5th, and so on. I'll leave that up for a second so that if you do have a team that you're interested in, you can possibly spot them there. Bradford Park Avenue, 20th by the media prediction, actually finished 13th. The 2 sides that were expected to be relegated were Leamington Spa, and they actually did better, they finished 18th, and Blythe Spartans, who finished 11th. So media predictions a little bit way out there, so to speak. Right, without any more to do, I think it's time for us to move on to the proper review of the season. And here is the new FM21 end of season review. And one thing we do have to remember, and they haven't fixed it in the latest update, is if we do click on anything to have a closer look at it, we will jump back in time, and we'll have to come back in from the start again. So just to warn you, I will pause it where we do that. So if there is there's jump cuts, you'll know why. So, new arrivals is the first screen. Busy season in the transfer market. Safe to say there was some good business done in bringing in key new signings who contributed hugely to the season successes. Transfers in, they're saying that the best player coming in was Sean Miller, 26-year-old attacking midfielder. He came in from Curzon Ashton, made 11 appearances, 28 substitute appearances, 5 goals, 3 assists, and an average rating of 6.75. They only give him a C rating though, which is quite interesting. On this side, I think this gives a far better picture actually. I think Lewis Riley, who came in from Crewe, was probably one of our best signings of the season. 49 appearances, 20 goals and 12 assists, scoring an average rating of 7.17. And then came Harvey Smith from Bristol City, Sam Walker from Macclesfield, Charlie Ball from Everton, Michael Collins. He's still young. He's still got time to come on, I think, as Charlie Ball. Michael Collins, who 35-year-old journeyman, we only really brought him in for the season. We'll see what happens to him here in the close season, but played 44 matches, 2 substitute appearances, scored 4 goals, but this was the 11 assists. So along with Lewis Riley, 11 assists, scoring a 6.89 average rating. Henry Ogunby, for those of you who watched the Bradford Park Avenue series, if you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. He was a stalwart in that team as well, came in from Burnley. 20-year-old young winger, still got time to come on, play 41 games for us last season, 7 goals, 9 assists, so he did extremely well as well. Who else is there stand out here? Akeem Hines didn't have a particularly fantastic season. I think that's only up there actually. I was looking at that now. If we actually click on Lewis Riley, there we go. Lewis Riley, I think, is the top one. Think that the players' wages are too high, but he was the best incoming for us. Akeem Hines, to say, didn't have a particularly good season. Sean Miller, Andy Halls didn't really get the chance. He only made 3 appearances, 30 as substitute, usually filling in for Dennis Gyamfi, who made 40 appearances, 3 substitutes, scored 1 goal and 9 assists, which is surprising. I think the amount of crosses that he put in and goals we scored, you would have thought that he actually contributed a lot more than that, and probably did in a way, albeit some of those balls were flicked on for somebody else, which means the assist would have come from somebody, but he came in from Leicester, and I think we've signed him again for another season as well. So they are our signings coming in. We'll see what we bring in this season. Season to remember, it was a season unlikely yet jubilant success for Chorley, who consistently defied the odds from the outset and were eventually crowned as champions. So the Vanarama National League, the board expectation was a top half finish. Our final position was, of course, first. Our average home attendance was 1,752. That's 42% of capacity. Harry Cardwell, top scorer on 40 goals. And the board were delighted that the team won the National League North this season. We've been through the league already. We won't go through that again. We will have a closer look at where our season was won and lost also a little bit later on. The FA Cup, we reached the first round, was the minimum. Our final position was second round, albeit it was still wrong in the thing, and we've reported that to SI that was wrong. The board delighted that the team reached the second round. That's changed, so it has actually updated, or is right in here. The board delighted that the team reached the second round of the FA Cup, a C+ for that. So okay, I'm happy now. We were knocked out in the second round by Gillingham, and this was our run in the thing. A 2-1 win against Hitchin, a 2-1 win against Whitby Town at home, 0-0 against Darlington, but I think we beat them on penalties. Must have done. Oh no, 2-0 after extra time, so it's not showing the full score there. There we go. Charlie Ball doing what Charlie Ball does best, 103, 115 minutes, and as I said, we will have to go back in. We'll have to go through. Oh no, I've gone too far. Go back, Mark. There we go. We can go back, but we can't come out. And then played Maidenhead United. We beat 3-0 away from home, and then lost 4-1 against Gillingham, just a step too far. But never mind, we exceeded the board's expectations. The Builder Base FA Trophy, we reached the second round of that. Sorry, the board expectation was to reach the second round of that. We actually finished, got through to the third round. Top scorer was Mike Cavalier. Who was the top scorer? Lewis Riley, 4 goals for the FA Cup. The board were disappointed the team only reached the first round. This is the one that's wrong. This is the one that's wrong. The board disappointed the team only reached the first round of the FA Trophy. No, we didn't. It says there. The third round. However, they understand why the team were knocked out by Oxford City. Just 2 games there. Basford United, a 1-0 win away from home, and then a 1-0 loss to Oxford City. Very close, as it turned out. Moments to remember. Our biggest win of the season was the 5-1 trouncing of Spennymoor. 3 goals from Harry Cardwell. Akeem Hines on the score sheet, unusually, and Elliot Newby's goal after 89 minutes was that one. And I think we can watch the goals, which we're about to do, as that was the best game of the season. Let's have a look. First goal from Cardwell, lovely goal tucked away there. Hines think this was one of his games that he had a really good game. Ball across, Cardwell. Lovely divvied ball. The defenders couldn't do much with that behind them. I think this is the Spennymoor goal as they got one back. Lovely strike from, I think it was Moki. Walker to Leather. And that's the goal from Hines. Cardwell with his third goal. 60 minutes gone. And one of the rare occasions O'Malley played, and that was a headed goal by Newby to round things off. That was our 5-1 win against Chorley. Here we go again. Match to remember was the 4-1 win against Darlington. That was the game that won us the Vanarama National League North. If you want to see that game, I stressed for you to go back and watch the last episode, because it is in that episode to watch. And it was the 5-1 win against Spennymoor that the goal of the season came from, and it was Cardwell's first goal, which was actually a good goal. Lovely shot from the striker, and a well placed shot. We're not going to go back in and watch that again, but that was goal of the season, and probably one of a few that you could say was his best. Finance wise, the success definitely helped the club's finances for the season. Sponsorship 17.5 thousand, broadcast revenue 6.19 thousand, corporate and hospitality 30,000, competition prize money 46,000, and match day commercial and retail 249,000, just over £250,000, just about £250,000 pounds there. The total merchandise sales was 16,000. We sold 307 shirts. That's very precise. And the following players' shirts sold particularly well: Riley, Cardwell, Ogunby, Shenton and Collins. We rotated the team a fair amount this season. However, our key players played a major role in how the season turned out. This is the team of the season then. Irwin in goal, Hines, Leather, Baines and Gimphy. Shenton and Collins in midfield, with Storer and Ogunby on attacking midfield, and Riley and Cardwell up front. I will pretty much concur with that. Lewis Baines 7.24. Harry Cardwell, average rating of the season 7.40. Lewis Riley in third on 7.17. That wasn't our main tactic all season, but it was the one that we finished up with. As we said before, I did win 5 Manager of the Month awards and Player awards. Fans Player of the Season was Harry Cardwell. Young Player of the Season, also Harry Cardwell. Sign in the season, we reckon, is Charlie Ball. Goal of the season, which we've already sort of looked at, was Harry Cardwell. Top goal scorer, Harry Cardwell, 40 goals. Michael Collins gave the most assists, 11, from that midfield role. Most Player of the Match awards, 17 for Harry Cardwell, and the average rating 7.5. So Harry Cardwell did extremely well with the club records. No competition awards there, I'm afraid, but record breaking. Cardwell, 3 goals in a match. I'm sure there's more players that scored 3 in a match as well, but most goals, we got 3. Clean sheets, 20. Matt Irwin having 20 clean sheets, a record for him. 18 Player of the Match awards. Said 17 over here. Okay, not sure why that's different. Worst discipline, Lewis Baines, 14 yellow cards. We had no red, so he was the naughty boy of the season. Youngest player, Dennis Gyamfi, 19 years old. He was, when he first played, he was 18 years, 278 days. And our oldest player, Michael Collins, 35 years and 29 days. Fastest goal, 53 seconds from Harry Cardwell. Really quick, that is. Youngest goal scorer was 18 years, 336 days of Dennis Gyamfi. And the oldest goal scorer, 34 years, 310 days for Michael Collins. They are the record breakers for this season, and a history in making. Your hard work and effort paid off on the pitch. Such a feat didn't go unrewarded at our end of season awards ceremony. So there we are, a final look at it, and a quote from Donald Doherty, who comes from teamdalk.com. Chorley looked class above in the first couple of months of the season. Few will have expected this outcome, but they gave themselves a chance and have reaped the rewards. And so we have. That is our season review. What else can we have a quick look at here? Club vision and expectations. Won't go into this in great detail now, but just a quick look at what they're expecting for the 5-year plan, ongoing work within the wage budget. End of next season, fight bravely against relegation from the National League, and my contract expires, so it's all belted around that, I'm sure. And then assuming that we stay up, then continue remaining in the National League is pretty much where they want us to be for the next 4 years after that. Well, we've got other ideas, or at least I hope we have. Have an end of season team meeting. New season to have compiled team report assessment based on our current players for the up and coming season. Pretty much what we'd all like to, although they've got Mason O'Malley in there instead of Hines. Otherwise it's pretty much stacks up as we've just been talking about. And everybody going away on the end of season break. I think that's pretty much it. I think it's time for us to jump into our time machine, hop forward to the 1st of, which is only a day or so away, but the 1st of June, and the first look at what we're looking at with regards to transfers, etc. And you will see from this particular screen there hasn't been a lot going on. It was only a couple of days since you were last with us. Nobody really going out or coming in as it stands at the moment. We do have a couple of irons in the fire. However, if I change this to transfer centre, you will see Estin Hughes. He will join us on the 4th of June, so just 3 days away. Sorry, microphone. Kane Felix will come in from Guiseley. He joins us again on the 4th of June, and we have offered a contract to Gerard Bird here on a free transfer. He is central midfield, so we're looking possibly to bring him in. Estin Hughes, he is a 18-year-old from Manchester United. He was released by Manchester United. You saw see the scout summary. He scored 90 on the scout summary. He comes in. He will be better than Dennis Gyamfi on the right side, and also Luke Trotman. So he will be good for us in the full back role. He's joined us for, I'm not sure, it will tell us. We'll have a look at it, a closer look at it when it comes in, but for the minute, so he's good in that position, and yeah, as you see, hopefully he will. It might take a little while to settle in. He's still young, but he has got potential. Here he is, 4-star current ability, 4.5, 5-star potential ability. So he's looking good for us. Kane Felix, A right-sided midfield, can also play as a striker and can also play, though not fantastically, he can play on the left side, prefers to be on the right. 3.5-star winger, playing in the attacking midfield role. He's a 3-star striker as well, if we want him to be. He comes in from Guiseley. He's 26 years old, and he scored a 91 rating in the thing. He's not quite as good as Henry Ogunbi, so he may deputise over there or play on the right side. Henry Ogunbi can play left or right, so it may be that he plays right and Henry plays left. We'll see. Haven't quite worked that one out yet, but hopefully he is a good addition to the squad as we go forward. We didn't look at the finances because we couldn't find it earlier, but we have actually got a wage budget of just short of £12,000. I think it was 7 last season, and we have a transfer budget of £28,000. So that gives us a little bit of scope to do a bit of business in the close season, and overall balance 323,000. Our projection is to make a loss, 176,000 by the end of 23-24. Turnover 982,000, so increasing our turnover. Expenditure, we're trying to level off, bring down a little bit, and expected profit a loss of 76,000. Wage budget costs, we're expecting to bring the wage budget costs down, so that should be interesting. Going up this season, up next season, and then coming down a little bit with the transfer budget pretty much static. We'll see. Well, it depends on how long we are around for, I guess, as well. So that's where we are. Let's have a look at the club vision if we can, if it allows us to do it. I think we had a look at it just now. I don't think it gives us anything more update in here. Still B plus, as that is the case. So we're going to back into our time machine, and we will come back with our next jump forward, which is not against, but it is July the 1st. Hopefully we'll have done some business by then. And so here we are on July the 1st, and this you'll see there has been some activity. We have brought in a few players. We have been poaching from Manchester United. That's because Manchester United did send us a retained list through to us, and obviously we had a bit of a pick through there, so we have picked up a few players, hopefully some gems from there. Kane Felix and Easton Hughes, we saw and had a look at those on the last little bit, but Jed Garner, he's come in. He was at Fleetwood, I think. Yeah, Fleetwood, then out loan to Southport FC United. So he's basically been at Fleetwood through their youth system, played 7 games, scored 3 goals in those 7 games, mainly for FC United, but actually did play 1 game in League One as well. So he comes through to us. £400 a week. He is a 3-star current ability, 4-star potential ability striker, and adds a little bit of that's a little bit of scope up front there. I think he will actually end up being the third best striker behind Caldwell and Riley at the moment, just in front of Charlie Bull, but has similar potential. So they're both young. They will work their way through the system, as it were. Charlie Savage, he is a central midfielder, 18 years of age, where most of these Manchester United players are. He's been at Manchester United pretty much through their youth system. 4-star current ability, 4 to 5-star potential ability. We like him because his current ability is quite high. Can play in most of those central midfield roles reasonably well. So Savage will be our main stalwart, taking over in that role. I think as the season progresses, he is the number one in that particular role now, in front of Ollie Shenton. We probably do need another one in that role as well. Owen Dodgson, he is a left-sided defender. We needed somebody in that role. Best at fullback, he's got 3.5 star current ability, 4 to 5 star potential ability, looking good there. £400 a week he's on, and he is our number one on that left-sided. Not that we had a left-sided really at all. Hines being our left-sided defender last season, and as you'll see, he is, albeit Hines has got good potential. He's not. He hopefully will be a bit stronger in that position. At the start of the season anyway, so he's got better. And then Caelan Gallagher Allison is our next. He is a central defender, and the reason we brought him in, his current ability isn't fantastic, it's 2.5 stars, but his potential is for 4 to 5 stars. So he's 6 foot tall, and yeah, he has, but he can also play on the right side of defence and the left side of defence, and as a fullback he's pretty much 2.5 star throughout there, so got the potential to be a utility player in defence. Good tackling spec there, and he's quite fast as well. His anticipation probably needs to improve somewhat. Currently he is our third best defender behind Baines and Leather. Goes without saying. Of course, we've also got Harvey Smith, who has got potential as well in defence. One outgoing, Oliver Puttenham. He has gone to FC United on a freebie. As you say, only at 1.5 star ability. I don't think he had much more on a potential either. Well, 3.5 stars possibly, but yeah, we've got plenty of strikers that are far better than him in the squad as it currently stands. So that is where we are currently. Sam Ramsbottom is a goalkeeper. We are having a look at him. We have offers to... That is incoming, isn't it? Yeah, that is incoming. We are having a look at him. So let's have a quick look. Where do we need to strengthen? As you will see, we're okay up front. Cardwell, Riley, Ball, Felix, and obviously with Jed Garner coming in as well, they all stack up in there. Felix can play in that position. Attacking midfield on the left, I think we do need Thwerlis. Is a possibility, but I still think we need to shore up on that side, albeit Ogerby could play out there, Felix on the right. But those three are pretty much comparable on the right hand side, and similar on that left, although Andal Gibbons couldn't play on the left as well. Central midfield, we already talked about Savage. He's our top midfielder. Shenton in behind him. We could probably do with another 3-4 star ability midfielder to shore that up, but we have got Shenton. We're also looking at Akil Wright as a possibility for that position. So 2 or 3 in each position that are half decent will be good. Defensive left, Dodgson has come in. I think we'll probably still need another one on this left side. We have got Hines, but we've already talked about that. Baines, Leather, Akil Wright can play in defence as well, so there's a possibility there, albeit we do have Harry Smith. Having said that, who we were just talking about doesn't appear in there, which is a bit of a worry. He's not appearing. Why? Maybe we've only just signed him and he hasn't thrown up on this screen yet. Which is a bit of a worry. Why can't I see him? Okay, we'll have a look and see if he appears before the next episode. And then I think goalkeeper wise, I think we're right on this side. Goalkeeper wise, I think we probably need another goalkeeper at very least, and then we've got the youth as a backup for that. I think what we'll do now is we will hop forward. We are going to go to very much the start of the season, or just before the start of the season. We're going to set the scene for the new season, and then we'll have a look at media predictions, etc., and get ready for episode 11, which will be the first 2 games of the season. So as you come back, we are literally on the 30th of July, just before the start of the season, and as we look at the players that we have released on free at the end of July, the end of June. We didn't have a look at this in the last part. Those going out: Lewis Isherwood, a central defender, he's left us. Michael Collins, who played in central midfield, he is 35 years old, and we've let him go. He had a good season last season, but not sure whether he's going to compete at the higher level. Reece Taylor, who was our backup goalkeeper last season, he's gone. Luke Trotman, right-sided defender, but now we've got Hughes and Guyumphy in there. I don't think there's much use for him right now. Jack Storer, left-sided midfield, played a part last season. Probably could have contributed a bit more. His potential ability was quite high as well, but we'll let him go as it currently stands. Mike Calverley, he had a bit of a epiphyt, wanted to leave, so we've let him go. Lewis Dutton, he was a goalkeeper out on loan last season. He came back, he's left us. Sean Miller, another left-sided midfielder, really not up to much, didn't play particularly well last season, he's gone. Malachi McKenzie, a youth player, he's gone. And Sope Owoyi, he's left us as well. We have brought in some more transfers since you were last with us. First one of which is Vinny Dwyer. He's a left-sided defender. Can play on the right side as well, which is quite handy. Prefers the inverted wing back on that side as opposed to the full back, but he is quite handy on either side, and he has come in from West Bromwich Albion. He has a 3-star current ability, 4 to 5-star potential ability. He will be number 2 to Owen Dodgson in that fullback position. So he's coming £160 a week for the next season. So we'll see how he does. Dylan Thompson, he is a central defender. He has come in from Everton, another Premiership player coming in. He is going to be the number 2 central defender, equal to Lewis Baines. Not quite as much potential ability, maybe a little bit more potential ability. So 2 good defenders there. Scott Leather is the 3rd best, and then you'll see Gallagher Allison now is appearing on there. He is the 4th defender. So he is 6'2" and looks quite good in that position. That's Dylan Thompson. Jamar South Thomas can play on left or right of attacking midfield. Can also play as a striker if required. He's only 2-star current ability, 3 to 4-star potential ability. So we'll see how he progresses as the season goes. Prefers to play right than left, but can play on either. He has come in from Bristol City, I believe. Yep, he has. So not Premier League quality, but he has come in. And he seems to be a good possibility up front there. He will slot in. He's 4th best on the right side, 5th best on the left as it currently stands. So he's got a bit of scope, but we've had him in possibly because he has his potential more than anything, only 18 years of age. Tom Scott was the goalkeeper that we were potentially looking for. Have brought him in as first choice key goalkeeper, but having had a look at the comparison with Matt Irwin, that is open to contention now, because Matt Irwin, as you'll see, probably does out thingy him in quite a few areas there. So we might have to manage expectations or possibly look for another goalkeeper. I'm not sure which. But anyway, we've brought him in as backup to Irwin, or as the first. We might start him and see how he goes. Sean Wilson is our final incoming. He has come in. He's a right-sided defender, can play on the left. He is a 3.5 star on the right, 3-star on the left of defence, 3.5 star current ability, 4 to 5 star potential ability, good at tackling. So he will be quite good. He has come in from Liverpool. He's coming from Liverpool. Didn't have a look, see how where Tom Stott I think came in from. Tom Scott coming from Manchester City. Sean Wilson from Liverpool then, and I've just dropped him out. I'm going to keep doing that. Quick look in this screen. He's the second best on the right and third best on the left. So there is a bit of scope for him there. Can play wing back on the right hand side, of which he's the best as it currently stands, if we do decide to play wing backs from there. So he's looking okay. He's coming on £150 a week, as I say. He's looking for the potential. Right, so with that, I don't think the club vision has updated. How it has. So club vision wise, stay within the wage budget, which we are on course for at the moment. I don't think we've looked at this. A wage budget of 11, nearly short of 12,000, still 28,000 on the transfer budget. So we're all tinkety boo there. And that means we're within wage budget on this particular screen. They want us to avoid relegation in the National League. First round minimum for the FA Cup and second round minimum for the Builder Base FA Trophy. And hopefully we can get most of those. Then we will at least earn ourselves another year's contract. And then, as I say, still saying remain in the National League for the next 4 years, 5 years, as it is. Right, so what does that look like with the games? You'll see that we've played 4 pre-season friendlies to date. Games against Hereford, Boston United, Alfreton Town, Kidderminster Harriers, mainly teams that we met last season, so we had a benchmark to see how we were getting on. Beat Hereford 2-0 at home. We lost to Boston 2-1 away from home. Drew 3-3 with Alfreton Town away at home, and then beat Kidderminster Harriers 3-1 away from home. Henry Ogunby scoring 2 goals, and Cardwell. Thing to note here is Henry Ogunby's been out for a long while. I think you'll remember he got badly injured. He is coming back from injury now and should be ready for the start of the season, and that was his first full outing. Played half the game, scoring 2 goals in the first half. Excellent stuff. And our first episode, which will be episode 11, with games from the new season. Chesterfield and Solihull Moors are the 2 sides that we will be playing in that episode to see how we can kick off at the start of the season. FA Cup 4th round qualifying round is where we start on the 16th of October, and then the 3rd round of the Builder Base FA Trophy on the 11th of December. And then we have games against Hartlepool and Halifax around Christmas time, and then we end our season with Dagenham, Redbridge and Wealdstone is our final game, which will be at home. Who knows where that will be, and if it's anything like our season, that has possibly the potential to be a deciding game, as it was against York City. How does that look from the point of view of the media? Let's have a quick look, and we can see that the media are expecting us to finish 14th. So anything better than 14th is good. That's what our target must be, 14th or higher in this season. Southend were relegated last season along with Leyton Orient. They expect Southend to go straight back up as champions. They're the side to beat. Then obviously Solihull Moors are second, which is a bit of a worry because we've got them second game of the season, so that will really give us a very good yardstick of how we are compared to the rest of the league. And then because it's gone up to 24 teams, 4 teams drop out. Dulwich Hamlet, they were promoted from the Vanarama National League South. Sutton United, Kings Lynn Town and Maidenhead are the other teams that they expect to go down, as it turns out. Do we have anybody in the media? We don't have anybody in the media Dream 11 as it is, but I think, if my memory serves me right, there are a couple of players. Yeah, Carrie Cardwell is in the key players, and I think also Istin Hughes is also in there. So we just have 2 key players in the media key players, is what I was trying to say. Right, so tomorrow is the start date, 31st of July, finishes on the 8th of May, which will be the playoff final, presumably, and that's what we will be looking at next time around. All I can say is we'll be back in episode 11 with these 2 games. Chesterfield at home, first game in the National League, and then away to Solihull Moors, which we've already seen are second favourites for the title. So hopefully we can do one there. We'll see. Looking forward to that. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, keep up to date with future episodes and the series, and don't forget not only to subscribe but to hit the notifications. You'll know when the new episodes are coming out. New episodes currently released in this series every Wednesday and Friday at 4:15 p.m. And you can follow me on Twitter at JustOffside2 for all the updates on this channel and more, including any new series and we've got new series coming up very, very soon. So thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next episode 11, which will be out next Wednesday. Until then, take care.